Hello there. My name is Miss Jenny. Thank you for considering this class. Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him well, Horatio. A fellow of infinite jest, of most excellent fancy. This phrase tells us that Hamlet is considering the temporary nature of life as he looks at Yorick's skull. This class is extra special. And I'm going to read a bit of the class description to you so you can get even more of a sense of what it's about. Okay, this class is called Death, the Final Frontier, the Death Positivity Flex class. We all grieve and have grieved the loss of loved ones, humans and pets. And we, at least many, fret on occasion about our own mortality. With respect to Star Trek, the writer Samuel Pepys, space is not the final frontier. Death claims this honour. With the reality of death and the resulting overwhelming grief, it can make many people feel awkward, uncomfortable, and perhaps fearful. Some even go into extreme lengths to avoid confronting ideas related to our own human mortality and the mortality of our loved ones. This class aims to address this, especially for mature teenagers, aims ages 15 to 18 to empower them. This class aims to open up the conversation about the end of life, about dead bodies, about the process of a person's death process, of funerals and burial and cremation, to allow a guided exploration of the topic, to explore various representations of death, such as Hamlet's. This is my steampunk skull. It's not very Hamlet, but it's kind of what I like. Yeah. In this way, mature teens can become more familiar and comfortable with the ideas of death and dying, and are therefore better able to support themselves, their families, and their own communities through being empowered by understanding the experiences of the end of life and bereavement, with far less fear and uncertainty. In this way, death stops having power over us. It stops being something that we're unprepared for and traumatically forced to confront suddenly, like wham, and instead can be embraced as something familiar, inevitable, and a natural part of our human experience. This is a one-of-a-kind class that explores death from a multitude of perspectives across many human domains of understanding. It's kind of like an edutainment education crossover class, a class that is aimed for teenagers who want to take the leisurely route of understanding death, the scenic route, you might say. This class is not intended as a cold, clinical, gross, crude, or rude, or fear-mongering class. This is a unique class that is explorative of the topic of death with solid Australian health and mental health insights. I'm Australian. Plus also spiced with lots of mature teen pop culture insights, TV, movies, art, and many human artistic explorations and insights as people grapple with this topic throughout history. Plus also literacy, music, performing arts, drama, visual arts, and a host of other carefully interwoven topics that help broaden our understanding of death and our becoming more comfortable with it. It includes a large dose of my down-to-earth style, plus selected global expert perspectives, allied health death experts that I have carefully included in this class description, their unique insights and sparkling wisdom. This class is full of true, unusual and sparkling insights into the human experience and understanding of death. Each class is unique, it can stand alone. However, I do highly encourage teenagers to enroll from the start and do the whole journey. It's going to be wonderful. The weekly format is I will present the class live because that has been requested by the teenagers. All classes will be infused with my humour and my kindness, and we will go deep. Then most classes will have a small PowerPoint presentation or some pictures and creative aspect, maybe a visual, maybe a performing, a storytelling, a history aspect, and we'll definitely ask for a teen response, a mature teen response. Lots of relevant props, reading suggestions, visual and auditory input will be included as needed to grow your teenager's empowerment. This class is designed to delight your teenager and inspire them and want them to think and explore the topic. Here's a sample of the weeks. We start with the death positivity movement and what it is and why it is actually essential for every human being. We look at death biology. What is this death thing? We look at the visual arts and art as therapy, 15 death positive artists, and there could be even more as we travel along. There actually is more. We look at death psychology, the Western points of view, and why does this parting hurt so much? We'll include some Kubler-Ross and the 12 steps of the grief process of bereavement. We're also going to look at death from cultural perspectives, and we're going to use religious insights inclusive of ancient Aboriginal, ancient Egyptian, Norse, Japanese, Chinese, Greece, and pretty much if the learners want it, I will add more. It is learner directed, it's very interactive. I'm highly responsive to what my teenagers request they want to talk about. There will be visual arts exploration of death, cultural depictions, you know, that modern pop culture like what's behind me, and then something a bit more old school like that. There will also be a call out to the teenagers if they want to submit anything that they've created. It's a caring, kind, safe community we're creating. We're going to look at the death mummification process, intentional and accidental. We're going to explore that. We're going to look at visual arts and pop culture, music, and all that. We're going to talk about honouring the deceased and why that's so important and how that can have a healing effect on us, those who are still alive. We are going to talk about end-of-life plan, visual arts, more of them, the Victorian attitude towards death, and we're going to debunk some myths. We're going to look at funerals in Western countries, who are they really for, and the current options that are currently available, US, Australia, and New Zealand. Okay. We're going to look at death and dying dignity, and we're going to open it up and allow the teenagers to talk about what they think. I'm going to include Australian insights into palliative care and where we're at right now with the laws. We're going to talk about the 5 top reported regrets, things that people wish they had done. We're going to talk about the toll of grief and how to get through it, and how caregivers get so deeply affected by the loss of a patient resident. The psychology, the pseudoscience, the superstitions, the pop culture, the historical, the practical tasks you need to do, music. There's so much literacy. We're covering so much. It's going to be epic. Please check out the titles for the 45 weeks, knowing that they're subject to change based on learner direction and whether we want to go extra deep on a topic on a particular week. In summary, why do you need to do this class? Okay. Why do you need to do this class? Well, it's directed by me. I am a nurse, I'm an educator and a teacher, qualified in all those 3 domains. Teenagers are my love, they're my people. I have experienced the loss of a beloved long-term clients, as a nurse, as a professional, as a counsellor as well. I have experienced the sudden and unexpected loss of my own uncle, who was my other father. And the sudden and just like real quick loss of my best friend. My insights are real, personal. It's okay to get real and personal with me and with the other teenagers. It is okay to get emotional. This class is going to empower you so that death does not have power over you, that you are able to support yourself better and other people better, that you are able to be that person who is feeling still grief and still loss, but you're much more prepared, much more cognitively aware of what's going on. Well, Yorick, it's time for us to say goodbye for this video and encourage teenagers, mature teenagers, to join us in the class. Until then, Yorick and I say fare thee well. Join us in this awesome special class. Take care. Bye-bye.